Are you always trying to work out the how and you've got enough projects to keep you busy for several lifetimes, but you just can't get ahead? I've been there. I'm in there now. I know exactly how you feel. Hi, my name is Zopi. I talk about health, wealth, and happiness. So if you're like me, you've got a million things running through your mind and there's just not enough time to do them all, right? You're an ideas man, but just in terms of implementation, there isn't enough time, right? What's the solution? How does people like Elon Musk and the big entrepreneurs of the world, how do they get ahead? How do they execute so many while having oversight over many? I'll tell you, they've implemented the who, not how principle. And I learned this from a book called Who, Not How by Dan Sullivan and Benjamin Hardy. It's an amazing book. I mean, this has been repeated in other books, but this is dedicated to that very concept. So in a nutshell, what the book is about is you try and find the right person who can execute your idea based on some core principles or core briefs that you give them, right? So you fill out a brief and in there it will be a series of requirements that you want. You're not going to go into the minutiae of the detail. Okay, so you're not going to stipulate every single thing that you want done. All you're doing is basically giving your framework, your idea, your thinking behind it, and letting the expert, the person who knows what they're doing, run with that concept. Okay? I'll give you an everyday example. This is not business or project related, but say you've got a messy house, but you've got stuff to do. You don't have time to try and clean it. What's the obvious solution here? The obvious solution here is you hire a cleaner and get them to clean the house. You basically say you need your bathrooms, your kitchen, and your main living areas cleaned. Are you going to go to the minutia detail and going, hey, I need the sink scrubbed, I need the shower scrubbed, I need the floor and the grout done this way? No. Leave that to the experts. Am I making sense here? That's obviously an everyday example. If it's another sort of example, I mean, I'll give you an example of executing a project. So, for example, if you're doing a renovation and you don't know how to even nail something into a wall, you don't know how to use a chainsaw, what would you do? What's the most obvious thing? Is to basically hire a licensed contractor, a builder, and get them to do the work for you, because you've set the vision, you've told them what you want done, but you're not going to go into the nitty-gritty. That's up to them. So this is why hiring the who, getting the person that can actually do the execution for you, but you step back and observe. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the downfall here? What's the downfall in hiring? I mean, I wish everyone could hire multiple who's. The downfall is you need a bit of cash. Okay, so two ways that you can sort of get around this is hire the people on a commission basis. So if it's a sales lead generation thing, that's easy, right? You pay them on a commission. If it's a renovation or something of that nature, you can use the profits, or you can come to some sort of agreement that you'll pay them X amount at the end of the term. But what happens if it's a pet project like what I'm doing now, making all these videos? You're going to have to fund these projects out of other successful businesses. There's no way around it. That's unfortunately the way to do it. But this is the only way to scale. Only way to scale is to hire people who are better than you and give them the vision and let them run with it. Let them execute it. Because if you're trying to manage and do everything, it just doesn't happen. I highly recommend you read that book because Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan, obviously, who was a visionary behind it, but Ben has just taken it and ran with it. Especially if you're going to go onto the audiobook, I recommend the audiobook because at the end of each chapter, then interviews Dan, and they go back and forth, just elaborating on each topic, and it is phenomenal. And I often have to remind myself of this every single time. And I'll give you an example that I started doing like last week. I need to come up with this small application, SaaS application, couple of them actually, that I need to do. What did I do? I ended up buying a no-code SaaS building solution. So I'm watching some videos. It's not overly complicated, but I'm thinking, geez, do I have time for this? No, I don't. I really should do is hire a developer, hire someone who knows what they're doing, tell them what I need, which isn't that complicated, and get them to execute it. So I am in 2 months. In one way, I want to learn because I love learning, but the other part of me is saying, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time in learning how to code. I mean, you're not coding anyway because it's this sort of drag and drop kind of thing, but it's still, there is an element of learning that's required. And is it really going to add any value to my life? So that's the sort of steps that you should be thinking. I mean, if you're going to learn something new, that's fine. I'm all up for learning something new. I am 100% up for that. But just make sure that that skill, that trait, whatever's learning is a good use of your time. Like, can you hire someone who is better than you at a fraction of the price to do that job for you, where you can, focus on the bigger picture stuff? That's the ultimate goal here. I hope you got something out of this. Excuse the beanie. It's getting a little bit cold, even though I'm wearing a bit of it, a t-shirt at the moment, but winter is upon us. I'm back in Melbourne, so what video is this? I don't even know, but we're almost up to the 100 mark, so I think I'm 3/4 of the way there. Thank you very much for listening. I'm also about to launch a newsletter as well, so keep an eye out for that. But until next time, see you later. All the best. Bye.